What's up, y'all? It's Ty. In this video today, we're going to be going over my thoughts on where 2K is currently at post-patch after the patch has been out for, 2 days now. In my team, we saw the big patch, then we saw a kind of minor adjustment to that patch, which, again, we will talk about in this game. Now, I want to start off by saying this. Everybody has their own opinion on this patch. Some people love it, some people hate it. You guys can have your own opinions as well. It's okay. Not everybody is going to agree that the game is better or that the game is worse. The game got a major update. Obviously, you can't expect everybody to agree on it. But here's my thoughts. Post 2 days after the patch has been out. After day one, I really didn't love the patch at all. Because the biggest thing for me, and it wasn't even fades, the biggest thing for me is I felt like rhythm shooting was totally broken after day one. Like, I felt like it was. They added a hitch to rhythm shooting, which some people didn't believe me, but literally 2K, Mike Wang tweeted about there being an unnecessary, hitch that was added into the game. It was added and it just really wasn't great at all. And so that kind of ruined things for me on day one. Fades being nerfed, obviously, were fades overpowered? I honestly will be willing to admit yes. Like, I do. But I will also say this. With fades being overpowered, if you played somebody good at the game, like, there still was a skill gap, right? Like, defensively, you still had to do a lot to try to get a stop. You think I love playing guys that were good at running around screens and fading? No. But as a defensive mind, as a defensive player, I had to make adjustments to that. And honestly, I think the game pre-patch was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun because guess what? In like Showdown and other game modes, they were high scoring. It was easy for the average person to play. It didn't feel like it does now. Yesterday, I played a competitive game. I played my MyTEAM tournament yesterday, okay? And it was a competitive game. Those games are streamed live on Twitch. Anyways, in that game, I played one of the best defense players in the game. You guys may know him, 11 Assassin. At the end of the first quarter, the score is 4-4. Almost 4-2. He scored, I think, the very last minute or the very last second to make it 4-4. But that's the type of games you're going to be seeing now on this game. Because if you play somebody now that knows what they're doing, there is no scoring the basketball, right? Because, yes, standstill shots are good. So the new thing is, okay, Todd, now you got to try to set your feet from three. And that's fine, right? That's how it's worked in the past. But it takes so long to do, and a lot of the set shots are slow. So, for example, if you have like a Klay Thompson, good luck getting his shot up. His shot's going to take a little bit to get up. If you have a Kevin Garnett, good luck. These are the things to think about. Also, right? You're going to see a lot more mid-range work than you did previous. And I'll just kind of showcase that here in Breakout, right? Like the mid-range fades are still fine. Mid-range fades are good. I still think it's better to shoot fades with square than it is with the stick, which I don't necessarily love right now on this game. But that's, if you want to fade, you better be getting to the mid-range area right now. Which again, I'm not even mad at that. Like whatever. I just wish the stick part of it wasn't broken. They did fix the stick with rhythm shooting, catch and shoot situation, which is fantastic. That needed to happen. That needed to be done. But again, I just think post-patch, 2 days, the game's less fun than it was before. And that's one thing I don't like because that's the only thing that I was grasping onto in this game. The only thing. I didn't necessarily love a lot that was going on with content. Obviously, Season 2 content looks to be even worse. But the one thing I could hold on to is, well, guess what, Ty? I'm having fun in gameplay, right? I hop on every day and get my win streak done. If I want to stream, I'll stream some Showdown. I'll play in some smaller MyTEAM tournaments, and I'll do my thing because I like the gameplay. Do I like the gameplay now? I still don't think it's the worst. Honestly, like I think, after I get used to it, I still don't think it's the worst. But one thing is for sure, it is less fun now than it was before. That is for sure. That is for certain. I don't even know if that's debatable. It is for sure less fun than it was before. And again, if you don't like playing a lot of defense and people were cooking you from three and just fading your shoes off, then I get it. Like, you'll probably like this patch. You'll probably think this patch is great. If you like running to the rim, you'll probably think this patch is great. But I just think for me, it makes the game overall less fun Because more people just want to run around and shoot fades than they want to have to actually think to get a bucket. Including myself. I don't want to have to call a back cut and get a standing dunk in a competitive game each and every play. Right? I don't want the game to revolve around, okay, whoever can get more stops and leak outs in transition wins the game. Because that's how it basically is in play now on a consistent basis year in, year out. And honestly, in my team, that's how it's feeling right now. Because it's so hard to 3-hunt on this game. It's so hard because fades are cooked. You are not consistently making fade threes on this game. You might make them once in a while, and in showdown in the corners, you are probably going to make some. But I'm saying anything that's on a harder difficulty than showdown, King of the Court's on a harder difficulty than showdown, good luck. Don't think you're just going to be zooming around the court, greening fade threes, greening leaner threes. That is not going to happen. It's going to be tougher to score the basketball compared to what it has been. And again, I'm way higher on the patch now than I was, a day ago, before they, patched rhythm shooting or made rhythm shooting better. I'm not sold on the patch and 2K's reasoning for it. Now, 2K also did say they added bump steals. And I have gotten more bump steals, but that was not, and I know it's different in Pro-Am and Park. In Pro-Am in my Park, I think if you spam dribbles, yeah, it's way different, But for me, I haven't really noticed myself get a lot of bumps, and I haven't noticed myself give up a lot of bumps, right? But I don't really spam the right stick a ton, so I wonder if it has anything to do with that or not. But that's not, it's something that was added into the game. It needed to be added into the game. It is slightly better in my team specific. It's just not overpowered. That is something that was a slight adjustment that needed to be adjusted in this game. I'll give 2K credit for that. That needed to be added into the game. But I think the thing that people are struggling with, including myself, is they made defense slightly better. And they made offense way worse. So it's not just a one adjustment thing. It's multiple things, right? They added bump steals and made fades worse. So if you are already, let's say sometimes not able to score, now it gets really tough because you're going to have to adapt your game completely, entirely, and it's going to be tough. Couple of things that I would like to mention, right? Dunking the ball in this game is overpowered right now. It's definitely the best kind of offense, that, and then trying to find guys that are standstill wide open from three around it. Defensively, it is way easier to not have to step up on screens. Heck, my settings, before it were tight because I didn't want people to fade and get a bunch of points off of fading. Now you could probably run, honestly, I'm just throwing it out there. You could probably run moderate, go under, and get away with it versus most of your opponents. Because again, it is hard to shoot the ball, and the average opponent is not going to be able to just set their feet behind the three-point line and knock down a three. So it changes what your defensive settings should be as well. I might drop a video on my new settings post-patch. I will say this. You are basically right now on this game going to be playing a brand new game, right? If you play 2K, if you play my team, you are basically right now playing a completely different game than you played for the first, month and a half? And that's okay. It's a big patch. And I'm more optimistic about it now than I was before. But I just don't understand 2K's mindset when they made the stick worse than square. They've been hyping up the stick for the last year and a half. They've been literally making people learn how to use the stick. And now all of a sudden they're saying, yeah, let's make square just as good, if not better. Like I said, I compare it to MLB The Show a lot because I played MLB The Show and I could never really get used to the skill gap. There was a skill gap because when you have a PCI involved and timing a pitch and realizing if it's a strike or a ball, you got a lot involved in trying to hit the baseball, right? It's hard to do. But that's what 2K basically did, is they're taking the skill gap away because people were complaining, and I don't like that. I don't like that. And yeah, it was easy to knock down fades. I'm not saying it was hard, or I'm not saying it was perfect. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is, what is the purpose? What is the purpose of just making it completely change, completely different? Again, if you want to nerf fades, that's fine. Nerf fades, but don't nerf rhythm shooting just because people are complaining about it. Rhythm shooting should be better, right? And in my team specifically, it's harder in my opinion because everybody's release is different. Like Scotty's rhythm is way different than Jason Kidd's rhythm. I don't like how people complain and are now getting rewarded for using Square all year long. I don't like that. That's something that I feel pretty strongly about. So post-patch, 2 days after, since they buffed, or fixed the way rhythm shooting worked, I am higher on it now than I was. I just still think that the game is in a worse place as being a fun game. But again, that's just my opinion. So if you think it's in a better place, that's fine as well. Everybody, again, is entitled to their own opinion. And I say it a lot because it's true. I don't want you guys saying, oh my gosh, Ty, all you do is hate. You're entitled to your own opinions as well. I'm just saying, for my approach, I was really liking the gameplay pre-patch. Post-patch, I'm not even saying it's bad. I'm just saying I don't know how much I truly do love it. So that's really where I'm at with things. You guys can let me know your thoughts on things down below in the comments. Obviously, I'm trying to get prepared for Season 2 of MyTEAM. So putting up some badges, watching, doing some things, trying to get prepared. Also, have a video on the channel of things you guys need to make sure you do before Season 2, so go check that one out as well. Drop a like on the video, guys. Subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys, and have a blessed day.